Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I wanted to talk about Titan again. My thoughts have grown a little bit more on this character now that I've played him longer. I think last video I might have been like 400, 300 matches in, now I'm about 500, and to say that my thoughts on this character keep going down the more I fight better players, it's an understatement. I think in the last video I was a little bit more intense and emotional because I think I had just got off a ranked game or something, and I do like Titan. I do enjoy playing Titan. However, he's always like the first to die and the first to struggle for reasons we're going to get into. I'm going to recover some old ground with him from the last video, but I'll try to keep that shorter. Do I think Titan has things in general? Yes. For instance, if he manages a hard knockdown, you've seen it before, he can pop a rock. You want to get really dirty, you can pop the rock, throw, bop, 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 bop. That's a real combo. Anytime Titan has you in a hard knockdown, he gets some like schmedly mix that he can do. Like he can get some really goofy confirms off on you if he can hard knock you down and he happens to have EX bar. He can also, if he does his overhead, he can cancel it, keep the pressure going, which can lead to some scenarios where if you don't assist break or heroic strike him, he can go like, like he'll throw out a low, he can throw out a high. He can kind of mix you up like that since he has a normal standing overhead and he doesn't need to like jump for his. And that's cool. I like the fact that he can, let's say you're about this range, he throws rock, bop, 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 bop. I've got you, I'm in a combo, I'm fucking you up, I've got you in a little bit of mix here. I've kicked up rock. You have to guess, because either I can do the low or I can throw you and confirm and keep my shit going. Titan has things, and I'd argue the last mid-season patch that we just got, it benefited him because a good thing with Titan is this little backhand. It lets him special, so a lot of times if you want like a little simple combo, you would do like and it's just easier to fit that little backhand in so you can go into this at the end, which is cool. I've said this before. I think Titan is a fun character. When everything's working his way, I think he can be really good. When he is dominating the match, he feels great. He's in your head, he's got the mind games going, all of that stuff. But then you get into the sweaty meat and potatoes where you're fighting like these higher ranked players like 8,000 to 10,000, and he kind of just falls apart, to be honest. So, first things first, he is very negative. He is extremely negative. If you've seen anyone play Titan, they've probably mentioned how negative he is. If you watch probably like the last bastion of Invincible versus besides like Duslan, I think his name is Wolfenza or something, he'll talk about how negative Titan is, and it's because a lot of people who play this game, they complain about characters like Conquest or Battle Beast just not being super negative when they do their armor moves. Titan is super negative on pretty much all of his specials. Like if he doesn't cancel them, yeah, bro, he's kind of eating shit for it. And yeah, you could go, oh yeah, but why wouldn't he just spend boost? We've already established he wants to spend boost so he can get his little overhead mix. So it leads to a lot of times where he'll just be negative, and it's pretty easy to beat the shit out of him. There will be a lot of times, since he's negative, what, 20 something? 23, where you'll be trying to move or recover, and he's just negative enough that the other person has enough time to go, oh, wait a minute, I think that's a negative move. Ha! Yeah, it's that negative. Especially if they're playing someone fast like Mark. Yeah, whiff anything against Mark or have him block any of your specials, you're eating shit and he's supering you from across the map. It's a state. It's a state with him. Another thing is his movement isn't very good. You know, you could, even if you boost, his boosted dash isn't very good. Compared to, like, Immortal, a flying character, mind you, he just has a better boost than him. Titan is just not very fast. Even if you spend all your boost and you're like, oh man, I'm like boost canceling. Yeah, he's not a very fast character. What does this lead to? Him struggling with any character that flies. If you're fighting against any zoner, at all. Even Powerplex. I would say Powerplex is probably the worst zoner in the game. I don't think he's a horrendous character, but his zoning potential is a lot worse than a lot of the other characters here. If I'm flying back and just popping like shit like this, Titan's going to struggle to get in. If I just consistently do shit like this, he's just gonna have to sit there, block, block, block. And a move that I thought was very good, that the more I've played the game I've noticed isn't really all that, is this move. So for those of you that don't know, this is, I mean, if you played the game, you know what this glow means. He's armored. He's armored the entire time he has this run up. What breaks armor, chat? Any ranged assist in the game, which means if someone has a Powerplex on their team and they do this, you're fucked. Most likely, you're going to be fighting a Cecil. Cecil assist completely cucks this move. You will never see me do this running move if they have a Cecil assist, because they can just go, incoming! That's my ass, they get a free combo. If you're fighting Mark, yeah, you're not doing that's it. You're just not doing that's it. I'm going to be so honest with you. You're not doing this move. Because what can Mark do? EX clothesline? He's fucking you now. He can do his level 1. He's fucking you now. It like, there are just so many different ways to cut. That's it. And again, if you're a flyer, you know what else you can do? Damn, what's he doing down? What's that little guy doing down there? What's he running for? That's it. What's it? What's it about him, you know? You will consistently, if you play this character, see how difficult it is for him to gap close against a majority of the cast. He's pretty decent when you're fighting other characters that can't fly, but unfortunately for him, a lot of the cast can fly and has that 8-directional movement. He just doesn't. So you're left with a slow character that has negative moves that has to really work to get in against you, and it's rough. The best thing he has to get in against people is this rock, but more likely than not, their projectile will just break the rock, or they'll just move before the rock flies in and hits them. And you're not going to be wanting to waste your EX meter on Titan when you're about this full of screen, because he could be using it to hit you with his little overhead funky mix-ups. And it leads to a really rough scenario for him. Because it's like, okay, I have to spend the bar to get in, or I could spend the bar to like try to mix them up when I do overhead or low, or I could try to spend the bar to like... He just has a lot of reasons to spend his bar, because most of his good shit only comes off of him using said bar. Even the little... I have to spend bar for that. And it leads to the point where if he spends all of his bar trying to get in, and then it fails... Good fucking luck, Fido, because most of the cast is just going to be sitting there. And he's just going to struggle to get in. No one really has this sort of struggle like he does. I don't think he's the worst character in the game. I'd love to see someone make a video like this for Monster Girl or Duplicate. But it's like... Damn, there have been so many games where, again, I do enjoy playing him, and there have been times where I've just, like, completely overwhelmed the opponent with rushdown. But when his shit fails, and it's time for Titan to rebound, it is so incredibly hard for him. Again, if I lose the rock skin, that's half my fucking character just gone. I can't really do anything without it. And especially due to the fact that they buffed combos so they can be a little bit longer, it's more likely than not that he's just gonna lose it. He loses his rock skin from any interaction damn near. The only way he won't lose it is if they tap him like once and then they completely go brain dead and they do not capitalize at all. That's it. And all of my funky good options just aren't. And it's rough for him. I genuinely don't think we're going to see this character at super high levels unless there's a freak on the sticks. And the most freak person I've seen play him thus far has been Poseidon, and Poseidon couldn't even get in the like top 10 of Evo. So it leads to him being in this state where you could play him. He's an incredibly difficult character. He can be rewarding, but at higher levels, you really need to work for it. Or you could just play like Conquest, Omni-Man, Invincible, like any of those other high tier characters. If you pick up Titan, you have to be ready to work, and you have to be ready for there to be times where you just get overwhelmed and steamrolled by the opponent. There have been times where I'm on the back foot with Titan just eats shit, and then someone like Immortal comes out, and I easily shit on the entire enemy team the moment Immortal's out. Because he's not even to go, oh man, I'm such a proficient Immortal player. He can just get away with shit that Titan can't. Okay, I'm armorless Titan. Fuck, I can't play around my armor. My unsafe armor move is gone, so I just have a far-hitting overhead that's kind of slow on activation. Or I could be Immortal who does not have to worry about a rock skin mechanic at all and just do this. Whoops, that was the wrong button. That was the wrong button, my fault. I could just do this, and I get a full combo off that, and I can do that at any time. And you know who else can do that? Conquest on the other side of the screen. Pretty much every other character who can just go, and then I threw out this armor move, also has this fucking movement. So when it comes down to like a sweat player going, man, who do I want to play in this game? I don't think Titan's really going to be in the conversation unless that person loves Titan. It's just not happening. You're not going to see someone like Diaphone hopping on the sticks and picking up Titan. I don't even think he played Titan. I think he was in the section where Diaphone went, I don't even play these guys. What do these guys even do? It's a state. It's a state for bro. It's just a state for bro. So I don't know. He relies really heavily on either dominating in your first interaction before the opponent can get away, or the opponent pressing into you. I think this is why lower ranked players tend to think he's like a carry or a crutch or something, because if the round starts and he just does this and you're mashing, he can just fuck you. If you jump up in the air and you air to air him and he just thinks you're going to press a button, he can do this, and you know, he's caught you. Now it's negative as well. It's less negative than a lot of his other stuff, but it's still negative. So if you were blocking, it wouldn't really be a problem. However, if you're a lower ranked player who's kind of just hitting buttons, then yeah, this character will be a nightmare. But when you hit higher ranks, Conquest, Immortal, Omni-Man, damn near any 8D flyer that can just go around flying around and can armor at a moment's notice the second they have EX bar, those are the real problems at high level. I ran into a person, no bullshit, like a few days ago that only did EX armor moves. He did not engage with me with anything else other than EX armor moves. You know who wasn't in his fucking team? Titan, because he cannot just get away with doing that shit. So yeah, he's a character that the more I've played, the more I'm like, if I really want to win, I'm not playing you. He's been on my team pretty much every game that I've done because I'm hopping on the game for fun at the end of the day. But if I'm really sweating and I'm really trying to win and I'm struggling to get in on you, or you just know movement, or you just kind of understand how Titan works, I'm not picking him. It is super easy to cuck him. Because let's say I understand Conquest, and I know he's going to do show me your rage. He can at least mix it up, you know, he can get a little crazy. Because again, he can just fly around and do all of this bullshit. Conquest has a pretty solid kit outside of just his armor. But when he needs to armor, he can just throw it out. It's like, I don't know what to say, and yeah, you can argue, he's even less negative than Titan is. Because if you want to catch Conquest here, you have to catch him after the punch lands. You have to block the punch, and then you can hit him. And that's a tight little opening that a lot of newer players don't really enjoy punishing. I can tell you, I didn't even like punishing it at the start. I thought it was crazy, but the more I played, I got used to it. But this character, by comparison, can get away with some fucking war crimes if he gets nervous and just toss this shit out anytime he wants to. So I don't know, man. I would love to, I forgot what team I was on. I was like, when the fuck was Kate on my team? I would love for someone to like prove me wrong or have some crazy, insane Titan gameplay that just makes me think he's A tier, but I just don't. I think he hovers around C or B. Most of the mileage you're getting off of him depends on how good you are. This is what I mean by, I think if you like to play Titan, you could play anyone else. All of the thought going into the mind games and everything, you could get a lot easier if you picked another character. And that sucks to say, but let me know what you guys think. As long as you're respectful, I'm glad to discuss with you in the comments. And I've been M, and I am out.